Hello everyone, it's me, Dr. Dawn, with Family Renewed and the ABCs of Family Resiliency. Now, for those of you who have not been following my channel, I wanted to give you a little bit of overview of what's been happening since we started. So the first 3 months, I focused on presenting excerpts from my Thriving Not Just Surviving masterclasses. So these included Calculated Chaos, which focused on the intentional negative information that's being put out into our communities. And the second was Black in America, focusing on some of the challenges with regards to racial issues and racial relationships and how to strengthen and support those. And third, Adolescence, which focused on some of the challenges that our teenagers are dealing with and strategies that we can use to help support them. Now, these past 3 months, I focused on my applications of the week. Now, with the applications of the week, we addressed simple strategies that focused on certain areas of mental health and wellness, stress management, and this past month we did the art of communication, just giving simple strategies that you can use to help your family be healthier and create the environment that you need to thrive and not just survive. Now, these next 3 months, I'm focusing on what is trending. So I will be presenting simple strategies that you can use to address some of the issues and challenges that we are facing as a society. Now, in this past week, we saw the Supreme Court strike down affirmative action in college applications. And over the past year, we saw the strike down of Roe v. Wade. And one of the things that we have to recognize is that we have to stop looking at these things as just focusing on the moment, but how do we move forward to make change? Because remember, changing the narrative starts with us. We all have the strengths, we all have resources that we can use to make a difference. So what I want to focus on today is, again, looking at what has happened in our community and understanding how our Supreme Court became so conservative. We also need to be focused on our state elections. So our governors, our state legislatures, and then as well as our local elections with our mayors, our councilmen and women. We also have to think about what's going on in our schools because our school boards also impact what is happening in our communities and for our children and what they're learning. So it's really important that you are focused on voting. And yes, there are a lot of challenges that we're dealing with voting rights and voter suppression. And so that's another reason why getting out and voting is important. And remember, we all have resources and we all have opportunities. We can help people get to the voting precincts. We can help with voter registration, whatever you can find as your way to support and help so that everybody has a right to vote for a free and fair election. And again, we all have our own strengths and we all have resources that we can draw upon. So for some of us, it's our time that we can commit. Some of us, it's our talents, our gifts that we have. And some of it's our treasure. And you have to think about what it is that you bring to the table that can also make a difference. How can you help within your community? So one thing you might find yourself doing is volunteering. You can volunteer in your schools. You can volunteer at your libraries. You can volunteer for programs. There's a lot of organizations out there that are fighting some of these same things that you're concerned about, whether it's gun violence, whether it is what our kids are learning in school, or things like supporting the Girls and Boys Club or other mentoring organizations. There are opportunities to work in food pantries. There's so many ways that we can support what's going on in our community that every one of us can do something. And if we all do something to help support each other in our communities, we can all thrive and not just survive. Remember, changing the narrative starts with us. And if we want to make change in what's happening and changing from these things that we feel like are happening to us to being proactive and making positive things happen in our communities, we can all do that. Again, we each have time, talent, and treasure to give back into your communities, whether it's your schools, your neighborhoods, your alma maters. All of these opportunities can make a change and make a difference. The things that are coming down from the Supreme Court, turning back a lot of the rights that we had been granted over the last century. So again, think about what you bring to the table and how you can support change. Because remember, that strength It's going to help us all feel better about ourselves, feel better about our communities, and feel better about our country. This is Dr. Dawn signing off, and if you like what I've talked about today and you recognize the importance of these issues, please like, comment, and share my YouTube channel so we can spread the word and help everybody become a positive force in their families, their communities, and our country. Thank you and have a great day.